Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you watch this program. This is your stimulus check and second stimulus package update as of July 8th, 2020. Well, to get started off with, we're going to be covering a few topics today. We'll be covering the PPP, or known as the Paycheck Protection Plan, the EIDL loan and advance, which is two different things, as well as what Mitch McConnell, our wonderful Republican senator, has to say, and a few other topics. So let's get started off with Mitch McConnell, shall we say. Mitch McConnell wants to basically focus the next stimulus check on who needs it the most. You know, the people that make $40,000 or less, or so he thinks. This number didn't come out of random. He got this number because the Republicans want to spend only $1 trillion on the next stimulus check, while the Democrats want to spend $3 trillion on the next stimulus check. And so that's how they come up with the people earning under $40,000 or less get a stimulus check. They're not sure about the people on SSI or SSDI or the veterans or the survivors. They're talking about saying that how the people on SSI and SSDI and those other people, how their income has not been affected by this crisis that we're having, the COVID-19 pandemic that we're having. Although what they don't see is a simple fact that the people that are getting retirement from Social Security, SSDI, and all the things on the line are actually still getting affected by it because the price of food is going up, which means their small little SSI checks aren't going to actually cover the price of food, rent, utilities to keep them alive for per month by month. And we also found out that members of Congress have been actually dipping into the PPP money, you know, the Paycheck Protection Plan money, for members on both sides. In fact, Mitch McConnell's own wife was caught with her hand in a cookie jar, so to speak. She basically took $350,000 to $1 million out of the Paycheck Protection Plan, and basically that's not good because she has, I don't know what her net worth is, but she has a massive net worth because Mitch McConnell has a net worth of $20 million. So basically his wife and the other 4 congressmen did not need to put their hand inside the cookie jar and take money out. And we're on that topic. The new person that's trying to run up as president, Kanye West, has also been caught with his hands in the cookie jar, taking PPP loan money when he doesn't need it. They found out that he's been taking PPP loan money and EIDL money and putting it into a hedge fund. So I don't know how good that is for the people, that we have greedy people that wish to take the money from the people and not give it to the people where it's needed. And the White House is pressuring Congress to come up with a new bill and stop playing games, basically, before August 8th. And why I say August 8th is because right now they're on vacation until they'll be back on the 20th. And then from the 20th to the 8th, that's how much time they have before they decide to take the next 4-week vacation from August 8th to, was it September 8th, I believe it is. That's how long they're going to be gone. Again, the White House's goal is to, they said, have a bill on the table on August 3rd or at latest August 10th. And both chambers of the Congress passed the extension of the PPP and passed it into law on July 4th. So basically, the extension to the Paycheck Protection Plan has been extended, passed into law as of July 4th. And let's turn my page so I can keep my notes, because I like to take notes. They're always good to have in case I need to recap sometime later on in the show. They're saying that the extension of the Paycheck Protection Plan will cost around about $510 billion. And if we're going off the first stimulus package, the CARES Act, the $1,200 stimulus check that everyone got cost about $300 billion. And by the companies are the big companies are actually being thrown rewards. Well, the people like me and you, they're throwing bricks at us. They're laughing at us. They're making fun of us because we're peasants and we're not one of them. We don't have millions of dollars where we can look down at people and laugh at them because we'd know better than to do something stupid like that. But let's see here. And we know that, like I said, as we know, 4 members of Congress and one of their wives has been caught with their hand in the cookie jar as far as PPP loan money. And what is it? What is it? Why do people have a lot of money want to be greedy and basically steal from the people and take more money that they don't need? I'll cover this topic a bit later. They're playing all these games and taking money from the PPP loan money as well as EIDL loans and advances. They're basically had 43% of all small businesses and basically killing them. They basically killed 43% of all small businesses and setting tens of millions up for eviction, which is true because the eviction protection plan is set to expire probably, I think, in like 2 weeks or by the end of this month. And when that happens, a lot of people are going to be homeless because that's the only thing that's preventing them from being evicted by their landlords and being taken to court. And let's see here. In this whole thing, we have basically 6 different scenarios of how this could be played out by the Republicans, the Democrats, and the president. The first idea that they could throw out as far as people goes is that, oh, well, they're not hurting as bad as that we think they are, or they're trying to let us to believe, so we're not going to give them nothing. There won't be no stimulus check. There won't be no financial aid for state and local governments. There won't be anything, and all they'll worry about is the hospitality industry, which is restaurants, travel and tourism, and stuff along those lines. The second thought out there is from the HEROES Act, which is sitting on the table collecting dust, that would give us every American a second stimulus check of $1,200, second one-time payment of $1,200 in the form of stimulus check, and it would also help out the essential workers, which are essentially getting screwed because they haven't passed the HEROES Act, and the essential workers are fighting to get their fair share. That's a topic for a different story. The third one is a $2,000 monthly check. Wow, through the end of the pandemic and for 3 months afterwards. I mean, I actually like that idea because think about it. I mean, if this pandemic ended in 6 months, we'd get 9 months worth of $2,000. That's $18,000. That would help out every American out there because you'd be able to put food on your tables. You'd be able to pay some of your rent and your bills, and at least keep yourself alive. Well, the Congress decides to keep fucking around with us. Excuse my language. The fourth idea basically is would give us retroactive payments from March, and it is basically $2,000 as well, but retroactive from March of this year. The fifth idea. No, wait, that's part of the fourth. That's part of the third idea. My bad. And the fourth idea is $2,000 a month for up to 12 months, and that's it. You know, $1,200 a month is $2,000 a month for 12 months. Doesn't that bad? That's about $24,000. That's actually, like I said, that's not bad. But like I said, we need money. There's a lot of people out there starving. They're about to lose their houses. They've basically been forced to sell all their stuff for the little bit of money they could get to feed their families and keep themselves housed and pay the utilities and other bills. So we need to pass something that's going to help the people out immediately and basically have the Senate and the Congress, well, basically, this is like the whole Congress, stop screwing around and playing games. They don't need to go on vacation. They need to stay in office and do their job. The fifth idea is a payroll tax cut, which would basically mean that the people that are working would make a bigger paycheck than we previously do with the way the taxes are. That's a good thing and a bad thing, because for the people that are actually working, it's a good thing because it gives them a bit more money in their pocket to feed their families. But it's also a bad thing because for those people that actually have no form of income coming in, that does them no good. Whereas a stimulus check will help them out a lot. And well, the sixth thing, well, if you prefer a tax cut, then I suggest you travel America and try to get a $4,000 tax credit on your taxes for traveling America. Now, if you have that type of money where you're gonna drop $8,000 just to get a $4,000 tax credit, then you don't need a stimulus check because you already have $8,000 to basically waste. Whereas the rest of us do not have that type of money to waste. And let's see here. On most of the actions that the Congress and legislature are doing, we're having a lot of differing opinions. I mean, for instance, the stimulus check, the Republicans are indifferent on it in multiple different ways. Some of them are okay with the stimulus check. Some of them want to give a bigger form of a stimulus check. Some of them want to give it a more targeted stimulus check, like this was just earlier about them targeting it to 40,000 people that make $40,000 or less a year, and married couples making $80,000 less a year. That's one of their ideas. And also, there's others that don't want to do nothing. Whereas the Democrats, they want to help out the people. They want to give a stimulus check to all the people, again, to help us out because they know we're suffering, that we're starving. And then, as far as the Paycheck Protection Plan, the Republicans are also different on that. Very few are in favor of actually passing that one, but a lot more, including Mitch McConnell, even though his wife was caught with her hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, are opposed to it. They want to get rid of it altogether, even though it's sort of been extended for how long, I don't know. Probably, I think, for a few months. And then we have the EIDL. I'm sorry, I can't remember what it is. I think it's the Emergency Injury Disaster Relief Fund or something like that is what it's called. Disaster loan. That's what it is, yeah. The Emergency Injury the Emergency Injury Disaster Loan Program, which is an advance and a loan. You can either apply for one or the other. And what that does is for those small companies out there with 10 employees or less, or those subcontractors, or the 1099ers, or the people that have like a small side hustle, you can get, if you're the only one in that business and you actually have a little side hustle, you can get yourself a $3,000 grant from the EIDL. If you have up to 10 employees, but it only gives you $10,000, so basically it gives you $1,000 and 9 additional employees $1,000 each. So you only get a total of $10,000. So you have a max of 10 employees to count, including yourself. And that's also a forgivable loan, basically a grant to help out the people for the small businesses and, like I said, the subcontractors, the 1099ers, and the freelancers. So we got a lot of good stuff coming out there. And as far as unemployment goes, we have different opinions on the PUA as well. Some want to basically leave it as is. Some want to cut it in half to $250, $300 a month. Some want to have it based off how much you made before the pandemic hit. And others in the Senate basically just want to say, screw you all, you're not getting nothing. Whereas the Democrats are for extending the PUA and I think leaving it at the $600 a week, what it currently is. Because as we all know, in a few weeks, on the 25th of this month, everyone that is on the PUA will receive their last paycheck. Because the next payday for the PUA will expire on the 31st, which I believe is, the 6 days, Sunday? So the second, which would be a Tuesday, which would be your next payday, you wouldn't get nothing. So we're hoping the senators and the Congress and the House of Representatives will get a bill passed here soon to help the people out. whether it be the unemployed, the subcontractors, the small businesses, and all the regular citizens. Because as I've been doing my research on this, it turns out that, like I said, the Republicans care about the company, not the people, whereas the Democrats care about the people and the company. That's just a simple way of putting it, because if you're a business owner and you have a lot of money and all you care about is you and money you bring in and the people you work for don't really matter, then you're a Republican. Now, if you're a business owner out there and you do everything to help out your employees to show them that they matter and actually motivate them, then you're a Democrat. I'm sorry to put it that way, but it's just the plain and simple of it. And while we're on the topic of the EIDL, here's a little information for you. You can have multiple businesses and apply for the EIDL advance for both companies, because they base it off your EIN, your employer identification number, as well as, like I said, they also will put each application you put in for the two businesses as two different cases, although you may get the same loan officer to take care of both cases. I mean, it really depends on how fast you are when you put the applications in. So, like I said, if you have a small business or side hustler or something like that, where you could be an independent contractor or 1099 or something like that, I strongly suggest you apply for the EIDL advance. Even if you get denied for the EIDL loan, you can still get the advance. And for now, I am going to say you guys have a wonderful night, and please stay safe out there, and please wear your masks, not just to protect you, but to protect the people out there that have compromised immune systems as well as other ailments that makes them more susceptible to catching COVID-19. Until tomorrow, be safe.